Welcome aboard to podcast 22 in the series of the Voyage to Yonder. As we continue our journey across the waters, we can spend a lot of time looking overboard into the crystal clear ocean below us. It often acts as a mirror, allowing us to gaze into the depths of our experiences that we've had in our lives here. We get to see the contrasts of what we felt and experienced while we're becoming more aware of our true higher selves. You know, that amazing, powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made from unconditional love. Our fear egos are designed to show us the opposite of this powerful being, to provide us the experience of seeing our opposite, conditional love. And to see this opposite, it needs to contrast and judge us against others, comparing, and then finding us failing. Spoiler alert, the game is fixed. We can never live up to another person's expectations, much less 100 people, 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people, 1,000,000,000 people. I'll always let someone down. Fixed, I say. I'm not here to please everyone. I'm here to experience what it might feel like to try to please everyone and to fail at it. And then, in that dark moment when I'm feeling the lowest, something happens where I can be sparked to remember who I really am. And in that moment, I have a greater understanding of who I am because I have experienced what I am not. My actions and experiences aren't who I am. They are what I did and what has happened to me. The most common place for these failings is, of course, our relationships with the other human characters that we interact with in this amazing romantic comedy, mystery, horror film. As you reflect upon friends and family and life partners, we might feel a bit restricted when we're sitting in the power of our endless selves. And perhaps it's the expectations attached to these titles we place on each other, and all those perceived expectations of conditional love that come with those titles. Be this person to me. You know, that list of things we must put energy into just to get back to zero. That can all be so overwhelming. We might feel like we're starting off in the negative, working our way back to just at least break even. There's just so much energy needed just to exist. But everyone is a mirror for other people in this movie. We really have little idea of what people see when they look at us, or what role they've assigned us in their lives. We only think we know, and those thoughts are all based on our own perceptions. You never know, maybe today I'm a hero to that person, but tomorrow, or maybe in 5 minutes, I might suddenly be a villain as their perception changes when I don't do what they want me to do. Perhaps after that, they need me to be a victim so they can pretend to be a hero. And suddenly, I may become an extra in the movie who just hangs out in the background to support the scene that requires a crowd to be gathered. At some point, we might be drawn away from the need to have those specific characters in our lives and have different stories to experience. And it's not that we hate or reject those characters. We might come to an awareness that any character is no more as important as any other in the movie. We might discover that we are all equally important and fully, unconditionally loved. All those titles we have for one another melt away in the face of eternity. When we're back home, we return to being the actor behind the character. Sometimes we forget and think this Earth character is who we are, but in reality, this character is just a role we're playing for the experience and for the drama. As they say, we're spiritual beings having a physical experience. We're drops of the divine sea raining down from the clouds to the earth as separate little drops to experience what it might feel like to be separate and alone, to feel less than a mighty sea. But once we hit the ground, we start to gather together to form puddles and ponds and lakes. We form together and become streams and rushing rivers, and we flow back to join the sea once again. We may realize that this vessel upon the sea is not real. This character on the ship is just a made-up role we created to experience this world. The closer we get to the back yonder, the more this character starts to dissipate and drift away back into the sea, like a raindrop hitting the ocean. It's still itself, but it's difficult to tell it apart from the ocean. It still has its memories and experiences, but now it shares it with the great body of unending, amazing beings. Until next episode, take some deep breaths. What roles do you feel you are playing in this movie? Mother, father, sister, brother, best friend, enemy, lover, hater, the right, the wrong, family, orphan. So many possible supporting roles in this movie. When you ask yourself, who am I? Try for a moment to not define yourself by who you are to someone else or how you're related to someone else. No, you're not a mother. That is something you are to someone. No, you're not an employee. That also is something you are to someone else. No, you're not a good person or an evil person. That would be who you are to someone else. The more you dig and the more you get to the root of it all, we just might find that all we can really answer to that question of who am I is that I am unconditional love. The rest of those titles are just roles that we're playing for the sake of the drama. Drama, drama, drama. Enjoy your voyage. I love you.